So now he put a BMW V8. So today I'm doing something different than I do normally. Today I'm a courier service, like a delivery service. In the previous video you saw that I took apart the blue-purple-ish S60, and I had an engine left over. It's a non-turbo engine, 5-cylinder. I had no idea what I should do with it, and I should not complain about the space I have at my home, but I don't want it to turn into a junkyard with all kinds of stuff that might be some kind of usable someday in the future somewhere. No problem with like smaller things, but I don't want to have like engines and everything like in the car, and it needs to be a little bit tidier. So I posted a picture, a picture of the engine online and said, does somebody want to have this engine? And then Felix said, I'd like to have this engine as a spare engine for my BTCC 850 build that I'm doing. I was like, yeah, sure, come and get it. But then he was like, sorry, but I don't have a trailer slab for the car right now. And I'm like, I don't want this engine in my garden, especially since it's going to be winter soon. So I said, well, I'll just come bring it. And then he was like, well, if you're at it, then can you also like get this gearbox in Vervi, which is very close to where I live, and bring that too? And I'm like, yeah, sure. While I'm at it, shouldn't matter. So yeah, let's do that. So now I'm on my way to Hellefors, which is a little bit longer than I thought. It's like now still 57 kilometers, and I'm like 20 kilometers from home, so 70-ish total, which is not too far away. But it's all B roads, so to say. So it takes a little while. It's an hour and 20 minutes, but I shouldn't complain. I'm in the V90, nice car. The only thing I forgot is that the auto drive, the autopilot thing doesn't work when you have a trailer behind your car. So it's not as comfortable as I hoped. But yeah, we're going to Felix, and people might know him from his Volvo. Used to be white with this kind of like race livery from back in the day, but now it's red and has the cool drift livery. I'll show it when we get there, it's easier. But maybe I'll be able to show a little bit of like his car. You'll probably seen his car online, but what might be interesting is like where does he work on the car? What does his workshop look like? What is his like situation, so to say, in a workshop? That's always, people always only show their car, and I'm also interested in where do they build their car, what do they have to deal with, how does my situation compare to their situation? I don't know. So I don't know, I've never met him. I think he's a nice guy. I talk to him a lot on Instagram Messenger. This is going to be the first time I actually meet him. I think it's a nice guy, but yeah, let's see. So I'm here at Felix Eriksson's place in Hellefors. Well, a little bit outside Hellefors, but I'm not going to dox him here on my YouTube channel. That would be a bad idea, I guess. But here's Felix and his little kid. He's about to go wash the car, it seems.
With stones?
With stones and water, that's always good. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit about the behind the scenes, so to say, from Felix, who you guys, especially Swedish people, I guess, might know Felix from his awesome Volvo, which is here, with a super cool square design livery, and previously it had a K20, I'm not sure, a Honda engine at least under the hood, but he got tired of it breaking all the time. So now he put a BMW V8, M60 B40 if I'm not mistaken, and it's a proper drift car. 8 HP. I always stumble up on that word, but an 8 HP gearbox with some with a cool DCT shifter. I just felt it, and it's like there's my money going. I need to have a DCT shifter on my well, I don't have an 8 HP yet, but I need to have an 8 HP with a DCT shifter. This is the best feeling ever. But I wanted to show you guys. So the car is there and a few other projects, as you do as a car builder. And this is his workshop. We'll go in a little bit. I just dropped an engine and gearbox off, as I told you guys in the intro. Little man is already inspecting the gear or the engine.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
All shit.
All shit. Well, one double just push it off the mountain and it's gone. But
he knows it now.
Yeah.
It's the BMW engine. That's the best.
Yeah, it's the BMW. BMW for life.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, if you don't know the red livery, this is the what the car used to look like before. This is how long did you have this livery on for?
4 years.
4 years. So people probably recognize this livery more than the one that's from this year.
Yeah.
It's super new. So yeah, nice workshop, tool cabinets, TIG welding, everything. Nice lighting, as all the cool YouTube people have, I guess. But the thing that I like the most, maybe, of the workshop is the actual view. And I'll take you guys out. He lives on this, well, I call it a mountain, because in Holland everything is flat. So everything is, turns into a mountain very quickly, but it's a hill. He lives on a hill with the workshop also. And this is the view. It's a little bit hard to see. I'll take some B-roll shots when I drive down. But I'm a little bit jealous, to be honest, to have this kind of view. So imagine working on the car, and then especially in summer, chilling and drinking a beer or a Coke or whatever you drink, your preferred beverage of choice, and having a look at this and just enjoy nature, which is especially nice here in Sweden. So and actually the really cool thing, I think, is that he can take his car just down the hill. Not this way, but on the road down the hill and just drive onto the lake and drive there in winter. I haven't done it yet. Hopefully this winter will be my inauguration into ice driving, but that must be really cool to just say like, oh, I'm just to do some ice driving today and just drive down and have fun there on this super beautiful lake. So yeah, cool workshop, cool location, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. So that's it for today. Oh yeah, one more thing. Felix was talking to me about, oh, I maybe need an XC70 like you have, because my driveway is a little bit steep, and I was like, how bad can it be? Well, it doesn't really record on video, but now I'm, yeah, my wheels are skating over the stones, over the rocks. I had a really hard time to get up this hill. It's it doesn't capture on film, but it's super steep. But then this view. We don't have this in Holland, so maybe people will be like, oh, I see this every day. But for me, this is special. And the day after I went to Felix, I went to Eskilstuna, my favorite, well, my only go-to track that's close to me. I convinced my friend Magnus to go with me. Didn't take a lot of convincing, but I asked him like, hey, can you hold on to my phone so I don't get distracted and also shoot some video? And he said, yeah, sure. Turns out he has feeling for this, so he took some nice shots, and yeah, I just put them back to back here. So yeah, another track day. This is like the 7th or 8th time I went to an evening to drive on Eskilstuna. It's still great. It's a short track, but it has everything you need. It's good to load the car. So tires, brakes, nothing has the opportunity to cool down since the track's so short. And that makes for a good test track. So 3 track days ago I figured out what the good tire pressure is.
I try to get it between 1.9 and 2 bars when hot. Last track day I figured out that the rear suspension should be all as hard as possible, the damper rebound.
So now it's completely hard in the back, like all the way, and all the way soft in the front, just to accentuate everything and see. Maybe it's nice if it's soft in the front, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and as I just said, now trying to sort out or see what happens when I do the front suspension. I'm not an engineer. I have no experience in actual racing, so I just do whatever and see what happens. So my methodology is to just try, turn it all the way hard, turn it all the way soft, the dampers, that is, and just see what happens, what feels good. The first track days I didn't really focus on feeling because I was more like overwhelmed with all the sensory input and things going on, but now that I have a little bit of, I feel a little bit more at home there. So, I get a little bit more headspace, so to say, to kind of like start feeling things and see what happens, and I can actually now feel the difference it makes when you turn these damper settings down or up like 5 notches or whatever. Big thing I figured out here in the last few track days since I changed the brake setup to a non-boosted setup is that I don't like the non-boosted setup. And it's not the brake feeling, and it's not the fact that I have to brake really hard to make it work, but it's mostly the fact that it's kind of, how do I explain? So with a boosted car, it doesn't really matter how you touch the brake pedal or with what. So I normally I kind of like brake with my big toe, large toe, I don't know, one of my toes. That's it. You just kind of like slightly press the pedal, and that's it. And with no brake booster, you can't do that because then your toe will break off or whatever. So you need to apply all the force with your foot positioned correctly. And I now notice that takes a lot of focus or a lot of energy to do that. So it's not per se the hard braking itself. It's the fact that I have to position my foot well on the brake pedal to make sure that I can apply the leverage needed. That's the hard part. So that's something I'm going to try to improve, or go back to a brake boosted setup. Then I always talk a lot with people on the track, and then I started talking with these guys that were driving in an Opel Astra. And fun thing is, I kind of warned them like, hey, there is a lot of smoke coming from your car, because I was driving behind them, and it was like blue smoke and it smelled like burning oil, and they were like, no, but that's just the way this car is designed or whatever, it's just part of the car, it should burn oil. If it stops burning oil, then something's wrong. Then we got talking, blah blah blah, and they say like, hey, do you wanna by any chance want to go for a drive? And it was like end of the evening, you can see it's already starting to get dark. The phone really compensates for the darkness, but this was already way into dusk. So, and this especially made me realize how nice it is to have a brake booster, because this is a completely original car. It was super fun to drive, and I really thank these guys for allowing me and giving me the opportunity to and trusting me with their car. It's you can say it's just an Opel. It's not an expensive car. I think they paid 500 kroner, like $50 for the car, excluding the upgrades, obviously. But still, even if it was like just $1 car, then still handing me the keys and letting me drive is it's a proof of trust, I guess.
Yeah, I know. This car is so fun. It's just like you just point somewhere and it goes there. Yeah, I know. How it's an Opel. How does
shit tires.
and even with the tires, it's just But it slides everywhere, but it's never uncontrollable. It's, this is the best car ever. You want to trade for the Volvo? Shall I turn it off?
Yeah, you can do that.
I never expected that, to be honest.
It's probably the most fun in the car, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's so easy to drive.
Yeah, but it's like with my car, if you like overdo it,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, this is like, okay.
yeah, it just slides a little bit, but that's it.
It's nothing scary.
And you don't really notice when it's sliding.
No,
At one point, you're like, okay, I should go there, and I'm going a little bit there, and like, oh, I'm sliding. That's
Okay.
yeah.
In the end, we had a quick look at the lap times. I didn't beat any of their lap times, which is a shame. Would be funny if I just get in the car for the first time and beat them all. But these guys are having fun and doing this 24-hour race soon with this Opel. And that's why they were here testing, which was really cool. And this was one of the most fun track days I had in a while. I didn't do many laps, but enough to get a good feel for the Volvo and know what to do over winter. Yeah, and have fun with the Opel. Thanks for watching again. See you in the next video. Bye bye.